Now, Brian, I want to talk about redefining luxury and cultural immersion. So, I love that you talk about five-star experiences instead of five-star hotels. How has the definition of luxury travel, in your opinion, changed over the last decade?
I feel like you were just on our meeting yesterday when we talked about this with our entire team because the word luxury to me has always been what I call a dirty word. And a dirty word because it means something different to everybody. And for some, luxury means real white glove, 5-star service and accommodations and that chauffeur service. And to others, is just getting what you expect. For luxury, we actually polled our team one day because if you notice, we try not to use the word luxury for our own branding because to me, I think some people may automatically associate that with being too expensive or out of their budget. And that's
Mm.
not ever necessarily true. So we've gone to premium and high end, and now we are leaning into the luxury level a little bit more because it is where we're going and the experience that we want to provide. But it does mean something different to everybody. If you asked some of my friends back in the Midwest what luxury is and how I grew up, I mean, it's very different than what I would expect now. So I think it's open to interpretation. How it's changed over the years is I think that luxury has gone from, do you remember Club Med? Club
Yeah.
Med was like the resort down in the Caribbean. And that was like the height of luxury growing up. Like, oh my gosh, you could go to Club Med and that was luxury, right? And now it was all about the perception of luxury was a private jet or that all inclusive trip. And now I think it's just being able to travel on your own time and recognizing the value in having the resources available to you. So let's say a private driver versus driving yourself. That's a pretty luxury service. It's not cheap, but when you start thinking about the value in having that private driver, the time it saves you to try to navigate around the country yourself, try to figure out where you're going, when to get there, how to get there. There's just so many elements there that it's stressful. And so I think luxury is becoming just a level of being able to enjoy a place without the stress of doing it yourself.
Yeah.
And that is what I think anybody can offer that if you kind of slow down and take it all in. On the flip side is that the standard continues to be elevated across the board. When you looked at a 3-star hotel in Europe, or the perception of a 3-star hotel, you might think that might be okay. 3 stars in Europe right now, that standard is kind of stuck, but the 4-star, 5-star, they keep elevating their own experience. It's not always 5-star hotels that are luxury. It's more the experience that goes with it.
Definitely. But even with that, I think we're seeing a trend of trading the big hotels for more of a private access, local guide, kind of hands on experience. Why do you think that is?
I think some of it is the crowds. I think that again, going back to over tourism, nobody wants to stand in line or be amongst everybody just checking an item off their list, right? Instagram and social media has really changed everything. How long have you waited or somebody waited to take a picture in front of the Wings in Nashville, right?
Right.
I mean, the line is queued up for an hour and a half to take a picture of you standing in front of the Wings because people will say, oh my gosh, you were there, but you didn't experience anything. That's not an experience. That's a picture. So I think people are starting to realize that that leaves you with no personal growth or satisfaction from taking a picture in front of the Wings, taking a picture of that waterfall. But if you were to do the private access after hours, it just becomes an intimate experience, a real connection. So you're not checking off a list. Now you're connecting with that experience. And I think that people are realizing that. And that goes back to it comes at a cost, but there's that real value that you can never replace with it.
Right.
Hey, it's your travel brat Nat. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast on your preferred listening platform. We also love reviews, so feel free to leave us a Google review or a review wherever you listen.